Assalamu alaikum. I paid a lot of attention on this channel to stocks that I think are going to do well. However, I have neglected an entire class of stocks, and they are what I like to call the stinkers. You'll do very well in the stock market if you can just manage to avoid these stinkers. I define stinkers as stocks that are bad buys at their current valuations, and elite stinkers are stocks that are bad buys at pretty much any valuation. These are stocks that report things like $36,000 in revenue and $86 million in operating expenses. Something ridiculous like that. Now you may be saying, well, this scenario is far too bad to actually exist in real life, and if it did exist, no one would actually invest in it. Well, truth is often stranger than fiction, as they say. In fact, a company like this does actually exist, and Wall Street has given it a valuation of close to $16 billion as of the date of making this video. The company that I'm talking about is Nikola Motors, ticker symbol NKLA. And it is what I would consider to be an elite stinker stock. As always with these things, make up your own mind. This is not investment advice. Make sure to do your own due diligence. I am not your financial advisor, so do not take what I say as personalized financial advice. Now, if you're looking to invest in stocks in the United States, I'd recommend trying out M1 Finance. Use the link in the description below to support the channel if you'd like to try it. It's a completely free service. And if you'd like to invest some money with yours truly, go to fundmebff.com and apply to become an investor, or alternatively, just go to the link in the description to sign up to apply to become an investor. Our investments are only open to people who earn at least $200,000 annually, so keep that in mind. Now back to Nikola Motors. Nikola Motors is a company that describes itself on its website as a pioneer in zero emissions trucks. Now the problem with this description is that if it is to be considered justified, then I too am a pioneer in zero emission trucks, since Nikola and myself have both produce the same exact number of zero-emission trucks, and that number is 0. Now you may be asking, where did their $36,000 in revenue come from if they haven't produced any functional trucks? Well, what's cool about Nikola's revenue is that it came from solar panel installations. And Nikola Motors is not in the business of installing solar panels. So this is a non-recurring revenue item. And guess who was the customer of these solar panels that were installed? None other than the executive chairman of the company, who installed these solar panels at his personal residence. I'm not making this up. Now you may be thinking, well, every company starts out pre-revenue and even pre-product, as is the case with Nikola Motors. So what's the problem here? Well, it's true, every company does start out pre-revenue, pre-product. However, what's unique about Nikola is that it has a valuation of $16 billion. And that's not something that every company starts out with. In my mind, that is insane. Apart from their horrid financials, what's missing in the Nikola picture in my mind is the right priorities. I don't feel like they have their priorities straight. If I was in their shoes, I would be focusing all my energy on building my first fully functional truck. Even before I start selling these trucks or thinking about mass producing them, I need to have at least a dozen of them manufactured and sold and working well. At least that's how I would think about it. They had $44 million in selling and administrative expenses. What were they selling? What were they administering if they weren't making or selling products? They don't even have the start of a factory yet. They just have an empty lot of land where their factory should be. So where the heck did $86 million go? Now compare these results with Tesla's first quarterly report as a public company. when the entire company was worth around $3 billion. At the time, Tesla was actually producing their first roadsters and had sales of around $28 million and operating expenses of $37 million. As far as I can tell, Nikola's assets can be summed up with around $900 million in cash, cool drawings of products that it wants to produce in the future, a lot of land where their factory is supposed to go, and 2 purchase orders which I am highly skeptical they will be able to deliver on. And I can't really say they have the human capital necessary to pull off what they say they are trying to pull off, since their founder seems to want to take credit for building a truck which he didn't feel was safe enough to have someone operate, fearing that this truck may commit involuntary manslaughter against the audience at the time.
And there was that Bloomberg article a couple weeks ago that asserted that you had misled the audience back in 2016 when you were unveiling the Nikola 1, making references to a truck that was drivable when in actuality it lacked parts that would enable it to operate at all. Are you suing Bloomberg over this? Did you not make those comments? Was it in fact a sort of a fake truck show in 2016?
No, it was a total hit job. It's really sad. I talked with him before he even had the article out. It was all recorded. He refuses to release the recording, and he would show the world the truth. I mean, the answer was every part on that truck was functionable. We just didn't feel safe driving it at that time. That was our first truck, 4 or 5 years ago? It was all operable, but it wasn't really that safe. Like, it could have killed someone in the audience. We didn't know. We were new.
So I'm going to stay away from this company like it's bat soup. Personally, the only way I think Nikola is going to make money off of the EV market is if it takes $900 million that it has sitting in cash and it buys a Tesla stock with that money. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for getting us to 10,000 subscribers. I really want to thank each and every one of you for your support during these years. It means so much to me. And until next time, make sure to take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum and peace be upon you all.